The type of work I do is based around embroidery. I do a lot of free machine embroidery, which means you free up your sewing machine and use it as a drawing tool, and you can stitch in any direction. So I love doing that, and I do a lot of that on a soluble background, so that after you finish stitching, the background is washed away and you're just left with the stitches, which create a sort of lace. I also do a lot of stitching whereby I put lots of fabrics together on a piece and create lovely textured pieces as well, very colourful pieces. I also dye my own fabrics and I use those in my work as well. So those are the main ways that I work. I started stitching when I was a little girl. I used to buy embroidery threads with my pocket money and do little bits of stitching then. And I suppose my grandmother taught me how to use the sewing machine. So I started making clothes for dolls and then my own clothes. And then when I went to college to train to be a teacher, I was studying music, but I also did a course in design. And that led back into embroidery. But then I suppose I developed my own way of using it. And we learnt how to use soluble fabrics, but not in the way that I then sort of developed it myself. Yes, and then the roses came into it, because I was Arlene Rose, that's the name I was born with. So roses feature very strongly in everything I do. Roses have just sort of been my thing, I suppose. I came over to Ireland in, I think it was 2008, and a friend who I knew from England put me in touch with somebody here who said, come along to the Cork Textiles Network. So I did, and I joined. And through that I've made lots of friends and become very involved in the textile work in Ireland. It's been a wonderful thing for me coming over from England to Ireland. It sort of opened up so many opportunities and given me so many new friends. It's great to get together with people and see what they're doing and talk about each other's work. I have explored lots of other mediums. I've explored wrought iron work. I've explored work with wood and work with stone, because I very much like sculptural things. And it's nice to get away from stitch, which, although you can do big pieces, stitch itself is quite small. It's quite nice to work big with things. Been starting to bring glass into my textile works as well, and I want to pursue that further. It's a different medium, and I like the sort of sculptural effects of the glass and the way it shines and the contrast between the glass and the fabric. So the glass is hard and the fabric's soft, but I like the gleam and the shine that it has. Just recently I've been to Norway, up into the Arctic, and the light there has really inspired me, so I'm actually just wanting to start working, and I've just been putting a few bits together there to give me some ideas, using that as an inspiration. And I say I'm going to do some more work in glass and combine the two together. So the Norwegian light and the glass is something I'm sort of quite keen to develop.